Abaleanga, Malawi sees that as a surprise. When you think politics has gone quiet, boom, Bon Kalindo appears like thunder on a clear sky. On November 3rd, the man stood up, faced the press, and dropped revelations so heavy even microphones started shaking. He didn't whisper, he declared. He said things that made everyone stop scrolling and start listening. From claims about Peter Mutharika's camp to shocking inside stories, Bon spoke like a man who'd had enough of silence. Now, whether you believe him or not, that's another story. But one thing is clear. Malawi's political kitchen is hot again, and Kalindo just turned up the stove. So sit tight, because we are breaking down the 10 explosive truths that came out of that November 3rd presser. Huyu Bon Kalindo, he didn't pull up like a politician, he pulled up like a prosecutor. From the moment he started talking, you could feel the room tense. The man came ready with files, figures, and fury. He started by saying, "I am tired of being called mad for speaking the truth." You could almost hear the journalists go, Zafika. Because when Kalindo says that, you know bombs are about to drop. He claimed certain individuals in Peter Mutharika's camp were misleading the former president, using his name to benefit themselves while pretending to serve the people. It was a jab that landed deep and loud. Transition hook. But wait, Abale, that was just the opening statement. Fact 2 dives into how he called out names without fear, like a man with nothing left to lose. Bon Kalindo didn't stutter. He didn't blink. He started dropping names like a DJ dropping beats at a Blantyre Street party. From big political figures to behind-the-scenes businessmen, nobody was safe. He said, Munandichalira masindiza chepesa, meaning you think you can silence me. Never. He accused some in the DPP circle of betrayal, corruption, and playing games with the people's trust. At one point, he even laughed mid-sentence, saying, "You can't arrest everyone, can you?" That laughter sent chills, because this wasn't comedy, it was confrontation wrapped in confidence. Transition hook. But Malawi knows, when Kalindo starts laughing, the next line is dynamite. And fact 3? It's exactly that, a political time bomb. Now this one, Abaleanga, was the one that made people gasp. Kalindo claimed that during Peter Mutharika's era, certain deals were signed in secret, millions changing hands while Malawians struggled to buy maize. He didn't just speak in theory, he spoke in tone. That Malawian whistleblower tone where every word feels like it's been burning inside for years. Money meant for development vanished, and now they want us to keep quiet. He called it Boma la Matabwa, a government made of wood, saying it looked strong but burned fast when truth touched it. The symbolism hit home, and social media went wild. Transition hook. But wait, just when you think the story couldn't get heavier, Kalindo took a sharp turn in fact 4, talking about betrayal and loyalty, Malawi style. He said it loud, with that fire in his eyes. Some people are not loyal to Mutharika. They are loyal to their pockets. The crowd murmured, and you could almost hear the sound of discomfort in the room. Kalindo said the same people who call themselves Mutharika's soldiers are actually sabotaging his political comeback from inside. He called them political traders, people who switch sides faster than airtime runs out. He even warned Mutharika directly, "Mr. Former President, open your eyes before you are surrounded by liars." That line went viral because it wasn't just a warning, it was a dare. Transition hook. But bwana, you know Kalindo, when he starts daring the big men, he's just warming up. In fact 5, he went straight to the heart of the corruption game. This is where Kalindo switched from exposing individuals to exposing systems.
He said, in Malawi, justice is like a buffet. Only the rich get to choose what they eat. The whole room went silent. He claimed that when poor people commit small crimes, they are locked up before sunset, but when rich politicians steal millions, they go to church the next day and smile for photos. He said, this is not justice, this is theater, and pointed out that corruption doesn't end because it's protected by the same people supposed to stop it. It was the kind of truth that makes everyone uncomfortable, because deep down, everyone knows it's true. Transition hook. But hold on, if you think Kalindo only came to accuse, wait till you hear what he said about fixing Malawi. In fact 6, he flips from exposing to proposing, and it's surprisingly powerful. After throwing bombs, Kalindo switched tone, calm but firm, like a preacher in a storm. He said Malawi needs cleansing, not just in politics, but in hearts. Tiene tisinte chikalidwe, chakuba, he said. Let's change the culture of stealing. He called for leaders who serve people, not wallets. Malawi can rise again if we fear God and love truth. And for a moment, you could almost hear people nodding across radios and phones, because deep down, we all want that Malawi. Kalindo said, we clean our homes every Saturday. Why can't we clean our nation every day? Simple words, heavy truth. Transition hook, but abale, cleaning the nation takes courage. And in fact 7, Kalindo explained the price of truth and why speaking up in Malawi can almost cost your life. Kalindo didn't hide the pain. He said, I've been arrested, beaten, and called crazy, all for loving my country. You could feel that in your bones. That kind of line doesn't come from politics, it comes from wounds. He looked straight at the cameras and said, when you tell the truth here, they call you mad, but when you lie, they call you honorable. The room went silent. That silence that only truth can create. He described the threats, the fear, and the loneliness that come with activism. He said, they want me to stop, but I can't unlove Malawi. That line hit hard. Transition hook. But my friend, a fighter without faith is just a noisemaker. In fact 8, Kalindo showed that his courage doesn't come from politics, it comes from prayer. Kalindo quoted scripture mid-presser. If God is for us, who can be against us? Huh? The man turned a political pressure into a sermon. He said, I don't fight because I'm strong. I fight because truth has no legs, so I must carry it. That kind of passion is rare. You could see that behind the fire and frustration is faith, real faith. He spoke about how every struggle has a purpose, and Malawi's pain is the labor of rebirth. He ended that section with, one day, Malawi will thank the madmen for refusing to keep quiet. Goosebumps, real ones. Transition hook, but Kalindo knows, words must become action. Fact 9 shows how he plans to move from talking to doing, and it's something nobody saw coming. For once, Kalindo didn't just talk about matching, he talked about building. He said Malawi needs policies made by citizens, not photocopied from donors. He announced plans for community consultations, a people's parliament where everyone's voice counts. He said the real government is in the market, in the village, in the streets, not in luxury offices. That line was pure Kalindo, raw, real, relatable. He called on the youth to rise, not with stones, but with ideas. He said, let's protest with plans, not just anger. The message was clear. Revolution must now be intelligent. Transition hook, but abale. Every fire needs direction, and in fact 10, Kalindo wrapped it all up with a warning and a challenge that Malawi won't forget soon. He ended like a movie scene, slow voice, sharp eyes. He said, "Malawi, if you sleep, they will sell your dreams." He warned that corruption is no longer in the shadows, it's wearing suits and holding microphones. He told the youth, "Don't clap for thieves, question them." And he told politicians, "Don't fear me, fear the truth I speak." He ended with the kind of line that echoes, "My love for Malawi is louder than your threats." The room clapped, not out of excitement, but out of realization that a man just told them what they already knew, but were afraid to say. Transition hook. And as the echoes faded, one question remained. Can one man's voice shake a nation back to life? Yeah, Malawi. This was not just a press conference. It was a wake-up call. Bon Kalindo reminded us that silence feeds corruption and truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is the medicine this nation needs. He exposed the rot, challenged the powerful, and still said, "God bless Malawi," with a smile. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing is sure, he is fearless, and fearlessness has power. If this story made you think, laugh, or say, Kalindo aliba manta, do the right thing. Hit like if you believe in fearless journalism. Subscribe to Global Pulse Newz for the real stories, not the rehearsed ones. And share this video. Let's keep the truth trending, not hidden. Because here at Global Pulse, we don't just report, we resonate.